Dear students, welcome you all to the course that is APPC Apparel Production Planning and Control. So in the previous sessions we have discussed about the marker efficiency, what are the points to be considered while preparing the marker, and we have discussed about what are the spreading techniques or spreading equipments which are involved to spread the fabric, and what are the modes of spreading in the previous sessions. So this session specifically we are going to discuss about what is exactly the biased grain. So biased grain and why the biased grains are going to be used, and what are the different types of grains are available so in the apparel industry as well as in the marker preparation process. So as well as in the pattern engineering also, these grains are very important. So to get different garment effects or appearances, or by change of the grains you can get different effects on the garment. So let us discuss about what is exactly the grain. So you can see here, for woven textiles, grain refers to the orientation of weft and warp threads. Okay, so you can observe that like warp threads, for example, so the axis, along axis, warp threads are called as, you can say that the straight grain, and if you have a weft threads, you can observe that is cross direction threads, whatever you are going to see in the fabric construction. So this is called as the cross grain. Okay, so the straight grain and cross grains. Straight grain nothing but warp direction along the axis of warp threads, and cross grain nothing but along the axis of weft threads or across the axis of warp threads. Okay, so this is exactly the grain in case of woven textiles. Okay, and if you consider, there are three named grains are straight grain, cross grain and biased grain. So as I told, warp wise, along the axis of warp threads are called as straight grain, along the axis of weft threads or across the warp threads is called as cross grain, and there is a biased grain, that is third name, that is biased grain. So at an angle, like an angle of like 45 degrees or 30 degrees is called as the biased grain. Okay, so in sieving, a pattern piece can cut from fabric in any orientation, and the chosen grain or orientation will affect the way the fabric hangs and stretches the fit of the garment. Okay, and generally the speaking, a piece is said to be cut on the particular grain when the longest part of the pattern or main seams of the finished piece. Okay, so the grain lines are going to be used to cut the cut component or pattern. Okay, so to get desired effect on the garment, we are going to follow the grains. Okay, and non-woven material, for example, woven we have seen, and non-woven materials, generally these non-woven materials are felts or interfacings. So you can say that there is no grain in the fabric, because the orientation of fibers in the non-woven fabric structure is random orientation. So there is no warp direction or weft direction. So in one direction these fibers will not be arranged. So there is a random orientation of fibers occurred in the non-woven fabric structure, so that you can say that the non-woven fabrics will not have any grain. And what about the knitted fabrics? So you can say that the knitted fabrics, so if you consider the Wales direction and course direction, you can say that are the grains. So you can see here the image I have shown, the cross grain, that is not cross grain, this is the biased grain, where along the axis or across the axis, so we are not making the fabric or cut components. So we are having or placing the patterns in an angle of like 45 degrees or 30 degrees on the fabric specimen. Okay, so this is exactly the called as, if you keep the patterns on the marker, if you keep the patterns on the marker in an angle, so that is called as biased grain. So the biased grains also, we are, while preparing the pattern itself, we are going to give the grain line. So what exactly and how the garment is going to be looks. So before the grain lines, we need to see that what is the type of garment we are producing, what is their appearance, if there is a checks in the fabric structure, so how these checks are going to be, should be looks like in the garment, whether if it is in the normal stripes or checks, so there is no requirement of following the biased grain. In that case, we are going to choose the straight grain or cross grain. Okay, so if you want like a different structure, okay, so in that case we are going to select the biased grain. So we'll see here what are the different types. So you can observe the image. The image is showing that the cross grain, straight grain and the biased grain. And basically where our topic is related to the biased grain, you can see here the 45 degrees angle. So we are going to keep our pattern pieces on the marker. So in an angle of 45 degrees, we are placing the patterns on a marker while preparing the marker if the fabric or if the garment style is different. Okay. So as per the garment style, we are going to choose what is the kind of grain we need to use. Okay. So this is how we are going to select, and this is what the biased grain is. And while cutting the stripes, so you can see here there is a like a small mat which is having a printed grid, and you can see that the angles, whatever the required angles are there, so you can follow whatever the angle you want, like 30 degrees or 45 degrees angle. So whenever you are preparing the pattern, and as per the angle or as per the biased angle, you can select and you can mark on the grain on the pattern, okay, what you have prepared. So this is how the fabric is going to be placed, and as per the angle or as per the biased grain, we are going to cut the fabric pieces. Now you can observe that the fabric pieces are cut in the different angles, and these are going to be used to prepare like these biased strips are going to be prepared in the folded form, biased tape before sieving. So there are two types of biased tapes are there, single fold and double folds. That is depends upon the application where exactly these kind of pieces are going to be used or patterns are going to be used. Okay, so generally these biased grains or biased grain cut components or biased grain patterns are preferably they are going to use in the pleats and plackets. So generally, like you can observe the shirt placket, where in the shirt placket you can observe that the checks or stripes are going to be like a biased angle. Okay, so because while preparing the pattern, while cutting the pattern, so what will happen is if you are not followed biased grain, if you followed straight grain, so the piece or the pattern width is very smaller width. So what will happen after pattern cutting, so these small pieces are going to be affected while transporting these pieces into one place to other place, like in the cutting department to the bundling and ticketing, and from the bundling and ticketing to the sieving department, and even in the sieving department also. So the edges of yarns are going to be, there are chances of fraying out of the edges of the yarns from the fabric structure. To avoid this fraying out, avoiding the fraying out of the yarns from the pattern prepared or cut component, you can say that the cut component. Okay, So this cut component having a smaller width and one or two threads are raveled from the fabric. Okay, so in that case what will happen? There is a irregular dimensions are going to be occur. And even in the sieving also, in the sieving process also, so after sieving, so it is very like a very smaller width. After preparing the component or after preparing the strip of the fabric, so there is no there is no much more strength to the sieving part, because so this sieving line or stitching line is going to be chances of like a fraying out. So to avoid that, what we are using is we are going to prefer particularly biased grains, so that the cut component itself we are going to prepare the biased angle, so that the fraying out or raveling of warp threads or weft threads are going to be restricted or avoided in the further process. So that is the case we are using, and also after these components used in the garment, it will give a good or attractive effect to the garment. So preferably that is why we are going to choose the grain lines. And you can observe that two images I have shown here, and you specifically observe the plackets and the pockets of the garment. So you see that the placket, that is the button placket, you can observe that the checks are in an angle. So we are using specifically the grain or biased grains for particularly to the plackets. Okay, and as well as in the cuffs and cuff caps, like collar and collar caps also we are using for the grain lines, biased grains. And to give more and more attractive effects, sometimes yokes also going to be selected, particularly the biased grains. Okay, so these two images you can observe that there is an use of biased grain in the garment, so that first thing is to avoiding the unraveling and easy of sieving operation, and as well as the garment appearance, garment look also going to be changed after using the biased grain in the pattern engineering. So that is the why we are using the biased grain. So this is all about the biased grain. So in the next session we will discuss about what is called as step delay and what is called as splicing. Okay, so in the marker making process or marker planning, what is exactly the step delay and what is called as splicing? What is the importance of splicing? We will see in the next session. Till then, thanks for listening. Bye.